Alright guys, so we've got our account template built. We've now got it activated. We're now grabbing up our smartphone and we're going to go out to the production floor and actually go do our counts. So let's take a look to see what that looks like. So once we actually get logged into the Bistrack count app, the first thing we're going to see is branch selection. That one's pretty easy. We're going to select the appropriate branch. From there, it's going to bring us to the main menu. At this point, the only option that we can do is import account because it doesn't know what I want to do. So we first select on import, and this will now show me a list of every active count for my location. Take a word of caution here of we have selected the wrong count before with our last inventory that we went through, and then we had to go back through and of course redo the count because we're adding counts to the wrong things for the wrong people. So you really have to pay attention to what you're selecting on here. Just be really careful. For here, it does give me the name. We're still working with that Z2x4 template that we saw in that last example, so we're just continuing with that. So we find the count that we want. We select on OK. From there, it's going to ask me how I want to import it, and I can import this in a lot of different ranges, whether it's product codes, bin locations, groups, picking zones, different things. Here, all we're going to do is select all lines. We have the opportunity over there in the when we're setting up the count, how we want to count, and how we're putting that information together. But it really doesn't matter which way we put this information in. It doesn't have to be in per aisle and bin or by product range. We just have to have the correct products on the right count and have that imported. So we just want to select all lines. Makes life a lot easier. From there, it brings us back up to our main menu. Then we want to actually go to count. Again, verifying that we are still counting our Z2x4. And this will bring us right into a point where now we can enter in our counts in two ways. If we have our areas barcoded, we can now scan the barcodes, and it'll enter in those codes for me right off the bat once I scan. And it'll bring us around, and then I can simply enter in how many of those 2x4/8s that I have out there. And it'll show me that my quantity has been updated. The other way I can do this is just simply typing them in one at a time, right there on the phone. It'll bring me back around. I can enter in my next count. Very exciting, and keep moving down my list. These don't have to be in any particular order, but if I do get to a place where, let's see, this count template's set up for just Doug fir, so maybe we'll try the counts 2x4/16 treated fir. If I select the wrong code or scan the wrong code, it will bring up this warning window asking me if I want to add this product to my count. It says, hey, this isn't in your count group. Do you want to add it? When we see this, we should be asking ourselves some questions. Did my barcode scan correctly? I have seen it where sometimes those barcodes can be a little finicky, and you can scan that barcode and it'll give you just some kind of crazy random number out there, and that's just wrong altogether. So you just need to fix that. Or did I miss something when I was setting up my original count template? Is this something I actually do want to be counting today? And if it is, then I can simply select yes. Or if it's not, I can just tell it no of, hey, no, I don't want to count that. Don't worry about that. And then I can just go right back to it. Oh, actually, I was meaning 2x4/16 firs. And then I get to a point where, so our 2x4/16, right? I enter a count of 500. Whoops. We all know we have a lot more of that out there. So what we're going to do is to fix that, we can fix that right on the fly. Don't worry. You simply come back out to your main menu, go to your summary tab, selecting our count again, and then finding it on our list of, here's our 2x4/16s. This is generally at the top or bottom of your list. It's the very last thing you counted. And you can see my count was incorrect of 500. I can select on that guy. I can simply correct that to, we probably have 15,000 of them or some crazy number out there of them. But I can still just change that on the fly. Hit OK. I'm done, ready to go. So once we have everything counted that we want to count through, and we've continued to add things through, we've got everything done that we want to get done with it. Now, we go back out to our main menu for the last time. We come down and select import or export. We want to select our correct count template again, or I'm sorry, our correct count, then make sure that we're dealing with the right thing. And it's going to tell me that it's exported and give me a reference number. Very exciting. It'll tell me how many lines I've actually exported. that case, it was only 3. And then once I'm finally done with the count, it will ask me if I want to remove this count from the phone. And yes, I do want to remove it from here, but it'll still push that information to Bistrack to help you complete that count and start doing your reconciling later. So once you've exported your count, you should see it back to the original way it was. All your options grayed out. Nothing's left. The only thing we have to do is go back, sit down at our desks, and start reconciling, and we'll talk to you about that on the next video.